What would you do without me? Okay, it says we're going live. Vape them if you got them or something like that.
What would I do without you? I'd live a peaceful life.
You'd live a boring life. You'd live a sad life. You would... Yes, you'd live a peaceful life. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Kayla Lords.
John Brownstone.
Of Loving BDSM, where we help Kingsters like you have happy, healthy power exchange relationships. This is our weekly live stream while we record our audio podcast, which is available on all major podcast apps every Friday, except Stitcher, because I still can't fix that, and I don't know why. We are here technically 6 minutes early. If you don't like idle chit-chat and you're here for the live, ignore us for a few minutes. If you are here after the live, but before I put in timestamps, and you don't like idle chit chat, fast forward by about 6 minutes. You should know at this point, just give us maybe 10 anyway, because we start on time, but we never get to the point on time. You know how it is. So hi, we're here. Hello. I am wired today.
You are.
I'm going to say hi to folks. Hi, JB, name twin. Hi, Rara. We're glad to be company for you while you drive. Hi, little miss. Hello. I know you can't do a hi, everybody, because you know more people will trickle in, and then it won't be as fun if you do it now.
That's right.
And then you don't do it later. I know. I know. Hi, Molly. Thank you. We love them, too. I was listing them at like 11 o'clock last night and getting emails together and getting social media posts. I'm very happy it's done. I know why we didn't have it done sooner. I still wish we had it done sooner. Hi, Bobby.
I said the heck with it at a certain point, and I went to bed.
I sent you to bed.
You did.
You were going to stay up in solidarity, and I just couldn't. Okay. Should I call you Ryder? Either way, hello and happy Thanksgiving. Ryder's Dream and Freedom. So are you the dream and or the freedom, or are you Ryder, or are you both, or are you neither?
Freedom Rider.
There's also that.
Sorry.
Thank you, Molly. Thank you. Yeah, we had everything ready for the Orlando Woodshed event, but we didn't have them listed on the site, and so then the whole task, once we got through the Saturday event, was to get them on the site. So many pictures. Hi, Junie. Hi, Tayshu. Shh, we're not talking about holiday prep. No. I'm supposed to be making a cheesecake either tonight or first thing tomorrow. That's as far in prep as I can do. Hi, Mr. Spock. Molly, I didn't have time to get pictures of the actual like wax on skin, but that's coming to be able to show off as well. I had to kind of go, hey, JB, when things calm down, which calming down is relative. I know, but like there's the hustle and bustle of today's episode, which always takes a while to prep for, less time this year than normal years, but still, the sale to prep for, which I'm kind of glad we just started it today. All those listings I had to, like all that stuff. I was like, okay, once we get through like today, and we won't work on Thanksgiving. We'll think about it. We'll talk about it, but we won't do it. But maybe by Friday, it will be slightly calmer than it is right now.
True.
Slightly. It's all relative. So. Yeah, I'm grateful when it comes to like holiday prep that I bought a lot of pre-made foods or foods that just have to go into the microwave. The green peas that the 13-year-old will eat, because it's one of the few vegetables he will eat, that's a steam in the bag. The mashed potatoes are in a carton. I just have to pop them in the microwave, as is the mac and cheese. The rolls are in one of those tins, and you just put it in the oven. I think the only thing that actually has to be cooked is the turkey, and that's JB's job. I mean, I'm your willing assistant, but you're smoking that.
Yep.
I'm keeping it low fucking key this year. I'm just here for the food. I'm not here for all the work. Paper plates, plastic utensils, the desserts other than the cheesecake that the 13-year-old requests that we have every year, and he helps me make it. The desserts are actually kind of pre-made because they were from a school fundraiser. And they're either frozen and only have to be thawed, or they're like the cookie dough is already prepared. I just have to break apart the cookie dough and pop it on the baking pan. I can do that. That's about all the effort I want to go into for Thanksgiving this year.
Slacker.
Tired.
I know.
Tired. So, yeah, I don't know anything about being calm, Mr. Spock. This is not even... If I'm calm, I'm probably sleeping, and even then, I'm still tossing and turning. I don't even know how to sleep peacefully. I just don't even know. We do not have links for these shirts. They're ones that were gifted to us years ago. We tend to wear them on this episode each year.
Do we?
We do.
Okay.
I don't do it on purpose, but I usually go, I remember this is what we wore last year. And then I go, let's wear it again. I am not doing anything in particular, but my shirts feel like they're fitting a little bit better. So I'm going to call that an accidental win. Oh, Mr. Spock. Yeah. If it hadn't been cheaper to buy the $10 turkey breast, I'm here for a restaurant as well. I'm not dreading Christmas, like the day when, but I also can understand why, some folks, because they don't celebrate Christmas, go to the Chinese restaurant, and I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm sort of down for that. I would do that this year, even though I do celebrate Christmas.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hi, Lily. And Angel is amazing and is sitting in my text messages right now. They messaged me yesterday while I was in the middle of adding all of those. I've got 2 hours while the kid is in an evaluation. I will be texting back.
Yeah.
If Angel happens to be watching or listening to this later. I love you. But yeah, it is a small world, Lily. I'm glad we both know the same folks. Let's see. It is exactly noon. This is going to be a chaotic episode because I'm feeling chaotic. I am wired for sound.
You've been chaotic since you got out of bed this morning.
I've been chaotic since Saturday. We will talk about how the woodshed went down in the bonus section because we were hyping it up for so many freaking weeks. But we will officially get started. As we said before, there are no links to this week's shirts. They were kindly gifted to us. And I have said this before, I will say it again. Now that I know how these are made, I'm even more impressed. I was already impressed because it was like magic, but now I know
what goes into it,
how the sausage gets made, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm even more impressed. And also, I can tell you, I may never make anything this complicated. I just don't have the patience. I don't know, but I love it, and I still wear it, and it's fitting better than it was a few weeks ago. So, yay, I'll take it. This week we are doing our annual episode of our favorite sex toys from the year that we've tried. It is a lighter year than years past. We'll also talk about why that is. We know that not every kinkster has sex as a part of their kinky life, but we do, and we absolutely use toys, not in an effort to normalize them, but because they are normal to us and they are helpful and useful, and we like them and they're fun. That's why they're called toys. So we like to talk about those, but because we're light on the toys this year, we'll also share some Black Friday deals, stuff we know about. Not as many as in years past, but when I went looking, some of the shops I like to shop at had not emailed, had not noted. I was like, are you not having a Black Friday sale? I mean, you should let somebody know. So that's what we're doing today. And then it'll be chaotic throughout. We'll have a chaotic bonus section. It'll just be chaos, 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 and it'll be great. And it'll be energizing. And I need that because I'm running on a few hours of sleep, caffeine, and hopes and dreams right now. And that's about it. So anyway, if I haven't already scared you off and you haven't already gone, fuck this shit, we'd love a thumbs up while you're here on this episode. If you like it enough to want to come back for more, we love a good thumbs up. No, not a thumbs up. Subscribe. And if you subscribe,
you want to go ahead and click that, ring that notification bell so you get updates of new content. Just saying.
Just do what Daddy says. We're a house divided. We've been over that. If you really like what we do, want to... I don't know if I'm this chaotic elsewhere, but sometimes the chaotic energy arrives. You can join us on Patreon, because that's where they probably get the most access. There's Discord server, there's extra content. By the way, before the end of the month, we have to make our extra content. Among other things, link is at the very bottom of the list in all of the links in the description box this week.
This Friday we have our hangout.
That's my announcements. You're getting ahead of yourself. I have that in the announcements for everybody. It's in the announcement. I wrote it down. But thank you, Daddy. I love you very much. I'll pay for it later, but at this point, I'm kind of begging to pay for it later. It's fine. I'm not a natural brat, but, you know, we make do with what we have. I think that is it for just the YouTube folk, and now we can get into the announcements of that I wrote down. Okay, so before we get into all the things we're going to talk about, I do have a couple of announcements. One, this Friday, November 25th, happens to be Black Friday, if that helps your internal calendar work for you. In the evening, Friday night, we are doing our monthly YouTube hangout, available for anybody who can get on the YouTube. We go live at 9:30 Eastern. We usually stay till about midnight unless one of us is not feeling well. We're around 10 p.m. Eastern, so 30 minutes after we start, we do open it up for a Q&A. This year, this time, this month, what are words? I don't know. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to do show and tell on the bits and pieces of my body that can be shown on camera, with lots of new products from the Kinkery. So if you like to watch me be tortured, you should show up for that. I'm willingly...
Who wouldn't want to see that?
Look, I'm willingly doing it because this is the holiday shopping season, and if I have to be covered in red marks for somebody to go, yeah, I'd like to own that. You know what? A bitch will make a sacrifice. It's fine. But also, we will answer your questions. So, yeah, links will be in the places. I put them in the show notes. I put them in the newsletter. If you subscribe to us on YouTube, you usually see it. So hopefully you can join us Friday night, especially if you've had, like, for US folks who are like having a Thanksgiving holiday, if you are over it at that point, come join us. I too will be over it as I munch on our leftover whatever we have left by Friday night. Okay. That's that. Next announcement. A big, huge, amazing thank you to Beducated for sponsoring us once again this week. Beducated is an online learning platform devoted to sex, kink, and relationships. You know, similar kind of in theory to those other platforms that we hear about in every other sponsorship by other folks who do things. But this one is about the intimate stuff, the stuff that other platforms might not want to talk about. In November, a part of their Black Friday special, the month of November, if you sign up and you use the code LOVING, you save 60% off, which for an annual pass brings it down to $6.67 per month. That's an amazing deal to have all that access to all that educational content. You can try it for 24 hours, log in, look around, see if it's got stuff you want, sign up, use our code, save 60% off that annual pass. It comes down to $6.67 per month. That's a great, great deal. November is the only time, this November 2022, Black Friday sales, the only time you're going to get that discount. If you wait, it's going to go up again. So if you want to give yourself or your relationship the gift of more intimacy, better sex, new sex acts, new kink acts, working through some of those issues that we all come to a relationship with, all of that, Beducated might be the one to consider. And consider them the kickoff of who's got a Black Friday sale right now. Beducated. Code's LOVING.
There you go.
Save all that money. Get all that education. We're going to be talking about toys and products and all that in this week's episode. And if you're going to buy a product and you're not sure how to use it, they might have a class. So, example, you buy a paddle from the Kinkery, thekinkery.com. But you're like, shit, I've never used one. They've got an erotic spanking class. You are going to try some anal fun, but you're like, ooh, I haven't actually done that before. They've got an anal pleasure class. You and your partner are like down for pegging. You're getting the strap. You're like ready to go. We're going to show you some cute dildos today. But you've never done it. There's a class. Like, there's a class for some of wax play.
Huh?
Somebody you know now sells wax play candles. Hi, thekinkery.com. They got a class on it. So I'm just saying, check them out. Check them out. Check them out. Use our link in the places. If you decide to sign up, use the code LOVING. Save that money in November. Let's do this.
It's always good to learn new stuff.
Yes, especially if you got a new toy to go with it.
Yeah.
Like you saved on the toy, you've now saved on the educational experience to learn about it. And maybe you go into 2023, yeah, with a better sex life. More sex, more kink, more of the good stuff.
Good way to start the new year.
I think so.
Yeah.
But you got to get it in November. Just saying. Okay. Thank you, Educated, for sponsoring. Hopefully I don't scare them away and they're like, oh, shit, that person's chaotic. I am. So, we are talking about our favorite toys this year. In past years, we did reviews on our YouTube channel. We did reviews on our website, lovingbdsm.net. And what I noticed is that very few people actually watch them. And also, I stopped started testing toys, felt like a job, and I stopped having so much fun with it. And I was like, but this, for us, sex is pleasure. It's not just utilitarian. Mm-hmm. Like, it serves a function for us as well, but it's like, but also I want it to be fun. So we pulled back, but then I still had opportunities. I am a writer for a great site called Women's Health Interactive, women's-health.com, I believe is the URL. And they've given me opportunities over the course of the year to try toys. Earlier this year, I got sent a big box of toys, and they were all duds, but not a one came out as, yeah, that's my favorite. And then I got a new box of toys a few months ago, and I found two favorites. So I was like, okay, the year is not a total bust. The same for you. You got a big box of toys.
I did.
You were one of their sort of stump penises. I don't constantly offer up JB's penis for testing, but when the conversation comes around between me and the editor and the people who run the site, I'm like, well, depending on the toy, depending on the time of year, he might be willing to lend his penis to the cause. And the rest of them too, but still, and he did earlier this year, and so you got some toys. But before we get into, here are like our sad little offering of our favorites from this year, and some previous favorites, which I forgot to grab, but that's okay. We want to talk for a minute about maybe why? Not just I got bored and I started feeling pressure from reviewing sex toys that I didn't want to feel. That's no fun. But maybe why I have literally 2 and you have 3 from the whole year, which we know how fortunate we are to even have those. But so what's been going on for you in your sex life? Which, with all our masturbation, our sex lives are kind of little islands on their own right now.
Refresh my memory. What's a sex life?
I don't know. We've had sex before, right?
I want to say I remember something vaguely.
There are legends told of a past time when 2 bodies came together with their slot A and their tab B and created friction that both parties actually wanted. I don't really remember that time. It's drifted off into myth and legend for me.
Yeah.
Y'all have been here with us, most of y'all, for this whole ass year. You probably remember better than we do. Health issues, family issues, money issues, anything that can kill a libido or the ability to feel sexual arousal that you want to feel.
Can and has.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I even tried to get myself into the habit of masturbating, because when I masturbate, and I use vibrators because that's my jam, I'm always like, I feel a little bit more relaxed. Maybe my headache goes away. Maybe I sleep a little bit better. Like, the benefits they say of having an orgasm or masturbating, I'm like, yeah, I feel them. But the getting myself to do it on a semi-regular basis, I'm like, I got shit to do. So I can't even have sex with myself. Now, as somebody who said, I've got 3 favorites in rotation. You don't have the same issue I have when it comes to taking care of things yourself.
No.
Are you kind of, and I don't mean this in a negative, like a routine rut, like, but like a boring thing, but like, are you into kind of a habit of just sort of semi-regularly making sure you get some
time? It helps me relieve some of the stress.
Well, I'm not going to lie, there have been a few times you've been a little testy, and I'm like, when was the last time you masturbated? Because I really think you could use an orgasm right now. I'm just saying. Or you'll tell me how you've barely slept for 3 nights, and I'll go, when was your last orgasm? And you'll go, and this is the thing you never admit out loud. I'll say that. Sometime in that day, I'll figure out that is exactly what you're doing. Either the toy is in the shower, and I'm like, oh, I know what you did, or the door is closed and the window between the office and the bedroom is open, and I hear some rhythmic noises. I'm like, oh, okay, I know what he's doing. And you know what? You sleep better and you're in a better mood. You never say, oh, by the way, I took your advice. You never give me that satisfaction. It's the only satisfaction I need. Is the one I crave, is to know that I'm right. Just saying, if I'm not interested or I'm not going to have an orgasm, just tell me I'm right. And it's about the same thing. It really is about the same thing. I'm just saying. So, you know what I did? I forgot to bring up here, and we could talk about it later. The lube that you got that we ended up both really liking.
Yes.
Because we no longer use our previous favorite oil-based lube because we parted ways with the company. And then we haven't found another one, but then you found a hybrid lube that was really good, and I forgot to bring it. So do you want to start with your faves, or do you want to do an every other back and forth?
Let's do an every other.
Okay. You've got more. Please go first. And the links for these are in the places. I made sure I got the links together. Okay. Well, which one do you want to talk about first? Is it suction cup to the table? What the hell kind of toys are you using?
Wow.
It looked like you were rocking it. Podcast listeners, you can't see this. He went to grab the top of one that looks like a flashlight, so you know what it is. And it didn't look like it was kind of, and I was like, holy shit, is it stuck to our table? Go ahead, Daddy. I love you.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to start with the handy. I really like this. Who is that
made by? The hand job penis stroker.
Yeah. Amazing little thing. One of the things I like about this, it does not have batteries.
Oh, so it's rechargeable?
No.
Oh.
It plugs directly into the wall.
So it's like my Hitachi, but for your penis. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you never have to worry about it being uncharged.
Okay. So where does your penis go?
In here.
Okay. For podcast listeners, there is a clear sleeve.
Silicone sleeve.
Is it silicone? Okay. Yeah. And it looks exactly like what you think it would look like. It is strapped to, using what I think is Velcro, to a black plastic cylinder tube thing.
Correct.
And then, because you don't have it plugged in, and we're not demoing it, y'all. Once you've inserted said penis, how does this thing work?
Okay. So you've got the power button up here.
At the top.
And then there are arrows, top and bottom, left and right. The top and bottom control the stroke.
So the sleeve goes up and down.
The sleeve goes up and
over
down
your penis.
Correct.
Once said penis is inserted.
And then the side to side controls the vibration.
Okay, so you get a jiggle as you're going up and down.
Yeah.
Do they work simultaneously? So you're jiggling up and down. Yeah. Podcast listeners,
can I see that again?
Be grateful you could not see my impersonation of the handy jiggling side to side as it goes up and down. Most toys cannot replace like human contact. They're not the same.
True.
And it's been, oh God, I don't even remember the last time I gave you a hand job. I'm so sorry. Is it because it's got all those extra sensations that no hand job is like? I guess I could go brrr, like on the tip of your penis. But I'm pretty sure that's not going to work out. Is it at all similar to a hand job?
Yeah, in a sense it is.
Okay.
It is. Even without the vibration.
Okay. Okay.
A good amount of lube goes a long way.
I would imagine.
Okay. And I I only have the one sleeve, but apparently they have different sleeves.
Okay, so you can like change them out. Is it
Yeah.
a texture thing or
Yes,
a size thing? Or?
It's textured.
Okay. Well, I know the one you have is textured, so if you can change them out, then you can
They
get other textures.
different textures. Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Would you say, and I hesitate to say it this way because I know it can come across as a little like, as if one is genuinely superior to the other, but if you were picking between just a hand job from a bored housewife who's like, yeah, whatever, and is this going to be superior to that? Sensation-wise. Like
From a bored housewife? Yeah, this is...
Okay. Like, okay, fine, I'll give you a hand job if you'll just leave me alone. Like, I think that would be superior. I don't want you to compare an intimate moment with me with your toy. That's a little iffy, and we're going down the wrong way there, but... Is it one that you're like, okay, all my other toys being equal, if I'm like, this is the one I want, that hand job sensation, I'll go for it.
I do tend to reach for this more.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, just from the fact that I don't have to worry about, did I charge that? Or
yeah, that's a nice thing to not have to worry about.
That to me is a nice feature. Mm-hmm. Now, I haven't tried it with this. Apparently, this does have a function that it can be remote controlled.
Oh, wow. Okay. You could not trust me with the remote control. We'd have rug burns up and down.
You notice I never asked.
No, yeah. I mean, there'd be lots of jiggling. I would ramp that thing up to an 11 on all options just to see what happened. You better get more lube. Yeah, don't hand me the remote. So that one's called the Handy. Link is in the places if you're either morbidly fascinated or if you're like, wait, that sounds up my alley. Somebody in the comments did say, yes, it has a very, other than the sleeve, it has a very thermos look to it.
It does.
There is something about masturbators for penises that tend to have the flashlight, thermos, anything but the thing that it actually definitely is kind of look to it. But I don't know how you hide that once you have the sleeve on the side of the thermos.
Yeah.
Like,
now, if I could get it to make me a cup of coffee when we're done, that'd be... Hey, then
I would then be replaced. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't immediately reject the idea, so I don't know. Anything else you want to say about the Handy?
Nope, I think that pretty much sums it up.
Okay. So my first of only two favorites for this year is another We-Vibe. So last year I loved a We-Vibe. I still love that We-Vibe. I linked that down below because it continues to be a favorite. This is the We-Vibe Moxie. It's a panty vibrator. So pop it in your underwear. It stays in place with a fairly strong magnet.
Oh, nice.
Your underwear, the fabric of your underwear goes between the vibrator and the magnet. Ta-da. I ended up trying several as part of my job with that site. And this one had to me the best magnet. It stayed in place. Mm-hmm. It's very small. It's like nice and soft and silicone-y, and it feels real good. The vibrations have some deep rumbly vibrations to them. To me, for my body, I don't know if anybody has a different experience. Panty vibrators are just a tease. It's like using Benoit balls or egg vibrator. Like, it's not going to get me off. It's never strong enough. It never sits quite well enough against it's just the tease, which if you're gonna do public play, which panty vibrators can be excellent for, you probably don't want to have a screaming orgasm in the middle of whatever you're doing in public. That's not how you stay under the radar. But this was good enough and strong enough that I could get close, and if I sat down and kind of sat just right. It was really quiet. I handed you the remote.
Yes.
The remote is smaller than the vibrator, and it worked in your pocket.
Right.
Now, anybody who's been around here for a hot minute knows that when a vibrator has an app, I usually ignore the hell out of it. This was a job, so I couldn't ignore it. I was pleasantly surprised at all the things I could do in the app, and then if you make custom vibrations, you can save them. Right. But mostly I've just played with the app. I was like, what does this button do, and what does that feel like? We-Vibe is not a cheap toy. They're very well made. They last a long time. The link I have is actually to She-Vibe, because for Black Friday they have a sale that I think that this would qualify for. So Yeah, for public play, which we can't get private play done, but if we can ever get some public play in.
How much noise does it make?
Very quiet. It was not the quietest one out of all the ones I tested, but I didn't feel like I could really, like, I could hear it, but it's because I was aware of it. I think if you had a lot of ambient noise around you, I really don't think anybody would notice it. But the nice thing is this kind of thing, if you feel too self-conscious to try public play, is great for at home. Because like I said, this magnet, like, this was one of the few that I tried that sat right where I put it. Other panty vibes that like shift up and down. No. This one was so nice. It's got a magnetic charger, and that is usually very annoying because you have to put the magnets together exactly just right. Put it on your table or nightstand exactly just right, and then hope it charges. This one, nope. Strong magnets. It charged. The first charge was like 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I know. Now I haven't had to charge it again, so I don't know what subsequent chargers are. But what I liked was it was just enough to get me turned on. Not so much that I was like writhing on the floor, which again, if I'm trying to walk around and have this be a tease, that's not going to be helpful to be writhing on the floor. That's what my other vibrators are for. Thanks. And it was comfortable, and I was really surprised. I'm usually very skeptical about small vibrators. I'm like, oh, they're not powerful enough for this old girl. This clit's got, standards. And this one really was, and they were kind of deep and rumbly and sort of could get that surround sound sensation I like. So we have not taken this out in public.
Well, we do have a date night coming up.
If we ever get it fucking scheduled, but that's another story for another day. I would not want to wear this like all night. Like that would distract me too much. That's not fun to me. But like for a set period of time to like have that kind of, I would definitely do that with this one because I know it wouldn't go anywhere as long as I was wearing underwear. So I would need panties that day, Dowdy. So yeah, that's the WeVibe Moxie. It is not on the cheap end at all. Don't worry, I got one. I was pleasantly surprised by sort of the budget pick. It was good too. But if you're interested in something like it or anything WeVibe, now is the time to do it on Black Friday sales at whatever retailer you like because you usually get a good deal. Okay, so what's your next one?
All right, now you're going to have to help me out because I can never remember the name of this thing.
That I wrote it down. Good. Hold on, because I have a link for it. It is the Piper Rechargeable Masturbator by Maya.
Yep.
Link in the places.
There it is.
Okay, so that looks like a rocket ship.
It does. It's kind of space agey.
So for podcast listeners, the canister is black silicone, it looks like.
Yeah.
Narrows down at one end. The opening is hot pink.
Hot pink silicone, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like all, other than some plastic bits, because that's typical, that's all silicone, right?
Yes.
So none of those other materials that sometimes they feel good, but they're a little questionable. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
No. And this is an interesting little thing, and I like it. It has, obviously, a vibration.
Right.
Okay. One of the things that really struck me about this, it has a warming function.
I love warming function. Functions in vibrators, like that just feels good to me.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It's just enough that you feel it, but not too hot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to burn anything sensitive.
Yeah, no.
That's what I put hot wax down there for. That's a different situation.
So it's got the vibrations. It's got a warming function, and it also has a suction.
Oh, nice. So is it? It didn't look like it advertised itself this way, but is it trying to like simulate a blowjob with the suction? Does it simulate a blowjob well?
Well enough.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You have the hand job toy.
Yeah.
You have the blowjob toy.
Yeah.
I know what your third favorite is. Why am I here?
Good question.
I mean, shit, the hand job one looks like a coffee thermos.
For casual entertainment.
Clearly. Silent pointed out in the live chat comments that the opening end does not look like a vulva.
No. No, it does not.
Which,
Which with this
personal preference, but it's kind of nice to see it that way.
Well, the way it's made, when you place it over, it's supposed to form
the suction,
the seal.
The seal. Okay.
Yeah.
And does it?
Yeah.
And it is that one, that's not one you use in the shower because that's not waterproof.
Yes, it is.
Is it waterproof?
Yes.
Wow. So you use it in the shower?
I have before, yeah.
Wow. I'll say this, all your toys are fairly quiet because like I said, I'm usually working in the office. That window's open between us and I don't usually hear anything. Like, I mean, I know I zone out and space out a bit, but I thankfully don't hear like the sweet buzzing nothings of whatever blowjob or hand job that you happen to be getting at that
Someone
moment.
in the live chat said, now, it looks like a Wi-Fi access point, and it does. You could
really does.
You could kind of display it and no one would know any better.
It is definitely, so I'll say this, it is definitely one of those masturbators that, yes, when you pick it up and you start like inspecting it, you know exactly what it is.
Right.
But from a distance, I feel like it does discreet better than some of the others.
True.
Because the third one you're going to talk about is, it's flashlight.
Right.
Flashlight. And I've never been fooled by that and thought
I mean,
that looked like a
the handy
flashlight.
too. You can't, there's
Not with the sleeve attached. No.
Right,
Once you
right.
have the clear silicone flappy sleeve there, you're like, oh okay. So clearly
Yeah.
the penis goes somewhere in here. But this one, is probably the most discreet.
Yeah. I wonder if I could make a base for it to display it.
Look, we've
we
got
go.
a penis right here. We'll be talking about this in a moment because it's beautiful.
Right.
Let's see how it does. No, you need no. I mean, you could shove it, but no. Maybe something a little smaller.
Right. Or a little lube,
So definitely a little lube.
Yeah.
A little lube will do you.
But I do like this. It's one, I found it interesting.
Right.
The fact that it has
those functions.
It's got those functions, the vibration, the warmth, the suction. It goes through a charge fairly quick. So that's the one downside to it. You have to make sure it's well charged when you're ready.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I like it. It's the way it's made. It's comfortable.
Looks a little ergonomic because where your hand goes is that dip.
Right.
So your hand just sort of
got a
fits
dip
in
there for the hand, and it's actually fairly comfortable, and the way easy to access the buttons that way.
I know. The only link I found was on the Maya Novelties website. I don't see if they have a sale going, so I don't know. I don't even see what the price is. I believe it might be available at Adam and Eve. It wasn't on the sites that we like to use, so so I don't even remember. I think it's $100 toy also.
Yeah.
If you're interested and you can find it with a coupon code or something, definitely do.
Someone asked, important question, cleaning. It's very, very simple to clean.
Okay.
I just kind of wash it out with a rag and water.
May I see this? Okay. So the canister, for lack of a better term, is several inches long, and you would think, oh, that's a deep cleaning. This should come out. When you look in, there's definitely like a stopping point.
Right.
So it's not.
It doesn't go all the way. We got to have room for the motor and all these,
Sure.
functioning
So
stuff.
yeah, cleaning out is fairly simple. Yeah, it's fairly simple. And because it's silicone, then you can safely use just about anything.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
But it's not one that you have to take apart to really
No.
clean out or
This
anything.
does not come apart. This is all form sealed together, and
Gotcha. On the handy, the only thing you have to clean is the sleeve, and that's
the sleeve.
Velcroed in, so that's
Correct.
an easy, pull it out and
yes.
gotcha.
Yep.
Anything else you'd like to say about the Piper by Maya? It's actually a beautiful toy. I'm gonna tell you, I've seen enough masturbators in my life now. The thing I would not usually say about them is that it is an attractive product.
Right.
That
There
one
you go.
genuinely is. If you did not know, at first glance you wouldn't clock it as clearly a thing that goes on the penis.
Yeah.
You might go, maybe that should be something that goes on the penis, but you wouldn't like the last one you're going to show. Anything else you want to say about the Piper?
Nope, we're good.
Okay, my second
Carry
and
on.
only other one that was my personal favorite was the Satisfier Little Secret. It's another panty vibe. Y'all, earlier this year, I got a box of vibrators, and not one made me go, oh, I'm going to use that over and over again. There were some that were good, but none that were as good as things I'd already used. Then my new box with the review that'll be out officially very shortly with not just my thoughts, but other people's thoughts, included panty vibrators. And the Satisfier one is not a $200 toy. It is much more affordable. I believe the price I saw today, I don't know if it was a sale price or not, was like under $50. And it is essentially the same thing as the Moxie, different color. It's black, has the magnetic connector. This magnetic charger, though, was very fiddly. You had to get it exactly right and set it on the table exactly right before it would charge, and it took forever to charge because it kept getting jostled. These vibrations are very deep and rumbly, like my favorite kind of vibrations. Interestingly, the thing I was most fascinated with is the thing I would usually have ignored, and that's the app. So the app has all kinds of functions. It has extra settings. That's nice. It has a touch screen thing, so you can like run your finger along the screen of your phone and create your own sensations. That was interesting until I got bored. But it does two things that I'm sure other apps do, but I had never encountered before. The Satisfier app, one, lets you connect to a music playlist so that you can feel vibrations as you listen to music. The downside I found was if it's a soft, sort of like casual, like relaxed song with not like a lot of hard beats, I didn't feel a damn thing. When I put on like dance music, rave music, throbbing, thumping, driving beat kind of music, the kind of music we would sing to, then I felt vibrations. It was not enough for me to be like, yeah, I'd play with this again. It was just really interesting to me because I'd not come across it. And then the other thing that the Satisfier app did, and I actually really liked it with this panty vibe, was that you could listen to audio porn, erotic stories through the app. And as the story was building and at, air quote this because this is subjective, appropriate times, you would feel vibrations. And as the story got sexier and more erotic, the vibrations increased. And I was like, well, hello there. I'm not one for listening to erotic stories. I prefer to read to myself, audiobooks have never been my thing, but I mean, a bitch can rethink things, because if you're going to give me clitoral stimulation while I listen to a story about somebody masturbating, or I didn't find one, but I didn't really go looking, a hot BDSM story. Yeah, I could be convinced to maybe spend more time listening to stories and playing with a vibrator. The only thing I didn't love about this one, compared to the Moxie, it didn't sit in my underwear quite as well as the Moxie. The Moxie just sat better to me, but the vibrations were so good it made up for it. And once I found the right spot, I was like, we're here. I just won't move. I don't need to move. It's fine. I think this one might be a little quieter than the Moxie. I cannot remember. So yeah, if you're like, I would like a panty vibe to hand my partner a remote, or to whatever, hell, take yourself on a date and tease the fuck out of yourself. I don't care. But I ain't got a lot of money to spend. This one would be the one. And again, now is the time of year to get it because of all the sales. And I do have a link in the places. It's very small. It's soft silicone. It felt comfortable for me against my everything. It feels good in the hand. The remote is really slim.
It is, yes.
And I handed it to you. You popped it in your pocket, no problem. The buttons are really easy to figure out. Like, you don't have to like read a lot of instructions for it. But yeah, I could be talked into some public play. I could definitely see it as long as it didn't fall out of anything. If we were at the dungeon or something. If we ever get to go to a dungeon for the dungeon purposes again.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I was asked to try panty vibes, I was very eye rolly. I was very skeptical. I was like, oh God, are you kidding me? Okay, sure. I like to get paid. Send me some toys. And then out of all the toys I tested for that site that I write for this year, or I've written for this year, 2, and they were both panty vibes. But I immediately felt the kink properties of them. I was
Sure,
like,
sure.
oh yeah, hand this to your partner
Mm-hmm.
and then let them go to town with, you're a sadist, so you're going to like wait for the most inopportune time, or you're going to like make sure I'm on a setting that I love and then turn it fucking off or something, like, or you're going to put it on a setting that's got me going and then want me to make conversation with a stranger. Like I could see all of the power exchangey ways to play with it. And then I was like, and also it feels good. And so then I would play with it. And that was nice. So yeah, the WeVibe Moxie is like that, air quote, this high end one. It's the expensive one. It's very good. But if you're like, nope, out of my budget, the Satisfier, there's some things that I would be like, the Moxie does a little bit better here. But for the price and for the sensations, if I were picking, the thing that would make me not pick the Satisfier first is that it was a little harder to get it to sit where it needed to sit in the underwear. Whereas the Moxie just like fit against my body like it was meant to be there. Gotcha. I'm so glad you're here, Moxie, because you were meant to be there. So it's been a sad, slow year for me in terms of sex toys. But I had 2 favorites, so I'm happy with that. Okay. You have your third.
Yeah.
Your final.
Of course, it's got to be, nope. Oh, it's not a flashlight. No.
It's not a flashlight. Silent Wing's saying something about volume. Is anybody else having problems hearing us? Oh, Silent's asking about the volume of the toy.
Of the toy.
Sorry. I told you I was chaotic. It was, I think the Satisfier is quieter than the Moxie.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I haven't done like a comparison test, but I didn't feel like it could be heard.
Okay.
And I'll even double check my notes.
Okay. So
I'm sure I'm saying that correctly.
This is a fleshlight.
It's the original.
The original. And actually this was the second fleshlight I've had. I like it. They're simple. Mm-hmm. Easy to use. You just pop the top off, a little lube, and you're good to go. What can I say about them? They do the job. And
do they legit feel good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now, this being the original, it has no texturing inside.
Okay. Which, vaginal canals don't exactly have texture inside
right.
either.
Yeah.
I've never been able to compare with a masturbator.
And I think that's, what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be more of a natural feel. The other one I have does have texturing in it. It feels good. As far as, cleaning, pop top, there's the other side comes off.
Yeah, you have to deconstruct a fleshlight to clean it. Yeah. To clean it properly, let's put it that way.
And then you pull the silicone sleeve out and...
I think you've got a couple of fleshlights. Mm-hmm. This is the first time you've ever tried one that was just the original, whatever. It doesn't matter because it's not my penis, but if I'm looking at them visually, I prefer the ones that aren't that pink color. There's something about that pink color that's like
you don't like. Nope.
It's a little stomach turning. You have one that's like a clear one with like a bluish clear.
That one's actually I think called Blue Ice.
Yeah, and the opening I think still looks like a set of labia or something, but at least the sleeve is not that pink color. Mm-hmm. But it's I guess proof. I mean that one I see on the bathroom counter a lot, yeah. Which just sort of proves that looks aren't always important.
Right.
If once you're like going to town, it's like, does it really matter what color it is? I don't know. But I do like that fleshlight does give options. If you're like, oh no, get that pink thing away from me. Mm-hmm. Get those labia away from me.
They have so many different options for their.
Is it just good because it's basic and it works? Because there's no texture on the inside. There's no bells and whistles. It just.
I think what I like about this one, this one with a decent lube and the way this is constructed, it actually creates some suction. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now the other one I have does not
do that. Okay.
Okay, it's just the way this one is constructed. It does create a little suction.
Okay.
Which always feels good.
I've never heard you complain. Junie has a good question. Of your faves, which one is lighter in weight?
I would have to say the Piper.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have thought
these
they're hefty.
Well, they're heavy.
The fleshlight, for podcast listeners, he's holding the fleshlight.
The fleshlight, because of the case, has some heft to it.
Gotcha.
All right. The handy, while you don't, it does the work for you.
Right.
Because of the way that motor is built, that too has some heft.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Could you conceivably set the canister down in a way and let the sleeve
and
it'll still work?
That's kind of and it will still
like
work.
a hands-free kind of deal.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
The Piper, definitely of the three, the lightest.
Okay.
And what's nice about that, because of the vibration, the suction that it creates, you don't have to do anything. Just kind of let it do its thing.
Do you need to sort of like, not brace it, but like have a hand there to kind of just keep it there?
Hold it, yeah.
Hold it, but you don't have to put pressure or force.
You don't have to put pressure. You're not
Gotcha.
stroking it.
Gotcha.
It's,
Okay.
okay.
The live chat, and I'm in agreement, we could use a video of toys that are good if you're over 40.
Yeah.
Because we've got joint pain, we've got sleep issues, we've got we're tired. The body is not quite the same as it was when we were younger, like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually went back to my notes in terms of the sound between the We Vibe and the Satisfier. I had it backwards, and my notes on the We Vibe were that it was super quiet, didn't hear it at all.
Okay.
And the Satisfier, with ambient noise, you definitely wouldn't hear it. But if you're in a totally silent room, somebody would be like, "What's that hum?" So it's quiet, but it's not like definite. It could be detected in a very quiet room. So that's what my notes say. So those are our favorites.
Yeah.
Oh, the lube.
Yes.
Which I do not have the link in the places for yet. Podcast listeners who will benefit from this, but it is.
Let me go grab
You
that.
go grab it, and I'll start talking about sales.
Okay, you start talking about sales, and then there's one other thing, not technically a toy, but it is kink related that I'd like to talk about.
Okay, you can talk about what you want to talk about. Contrary to the way that I act around here, it's your show too. Okay, so sales. I'm going to talk about the couple of big, retailers that I know are having sales, and then we'll get into small businesses that are also having sales. So She Vibe is a sex toy retailer that sells not everything, and they do have standards for what they will sell and won't sell, but they are the kind of place that you go to find all kinds of different brands. They are currently having a Black Friday sale through Monday, November 28th. You get 25% off with the coupon code COOKIE. You don't have to remember it. It's at the top of their site when you go to visit She Vibe. Hot Octopus, which continues to make some of our favorite toys. I don't know when the sale ends, but they have up to 50% off different items with different coupon codes. The coupon codes are on their website. My personal favorite that continues to be a favorite, we'll talk about in a few minutes, the Curve, Kurve. It is one that is actually 50% off if you use the coupon code, and it's usually $100 and some odd toy, so that's a good deal. Electrostim, which is our favorite electroplay products. We have the Axis unit, we have the electro paddle, we have a couple cock rings that we still haven't tried yet, but we got them. They are having a 20% off sale through Tuesday, November 29th. All of that is in the places. You do not have to remember it. I forgot to say this at the top. I'll definitely say it now. Many of those links are affiliate links. So that means if you make a purchase using our link or our code, if we have a code. No, if you make a purchase using our link, I don't have any codes that make me money. If you make a purchase using our link, then we'll make a small commission. And I denote which ones are affiliate links by like with a little asterisk or whatever, so you can kind of see that. So those are what I would consider the larger operations, the larger retailers that I know are having a sale. I went to the stockroom because they're great for BDSM gear.
Mm-hmm.
I saw nothing about a Black Friday sale. It may mean that it doesn't start until either Thanksgiving or Friday.
True.
But we're recording on Wednesday and I didn't have that information. So if you're a fan of the stockroom, you may just want to check back, or you're looking for BDSM gear that is not sold by the Kinkery. We'll get to that in a minute. Then you may just need to check back. Okay, so the lube. I'm trying not to cough into the microphone.
Sliquid
Organics, specifically the natural. It's the with the blue label.
Mm-hmm.
Sliquid's been around for ages.
Okay.
I've always heard good things about it. It was so funny. I was working on articles for that same site, Women's Health Interactive, about lube, and Sliquid kept being added to all the lists. And then you came home from your trip over the summer and you're like, I got lube and I got Sliquid, and it's the Sliquid Organics. It's a water-based lube. I thought it was a hybrid. It feels so good.
I think they do have a hybrid.
They do.
They had,
I thought we had it though.
They had a number of different versions.
Sliquid this one feels very good. I don't know about natural. I'm always very aware that it is lube on my body, but it didn't feel sticky. It didn't feel gross. It didn't have like a weird funky smell. For the things I was doing with it, I didn't notice having to really reapply that much, but I wasn't like playing for hours either, y'all. Water-based lube, the longer you go, the more you'll have to reapply. That's just the nature of water-based lubes. But water-based lubes are universally safe with any and all sex toys as well. So you can use them with silicone, you can use them with the materials that feel like, air quote, that feel like, real body parts. But yeah, this one was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
it didn't feel gloopy. It didn't feel like any of that.
And that was something that always kind of had me not liking lube so much at one time.
That's why we were using oil-based for so long.
Yeah, because it, would get sticky, gloopy, and this does not. I've been very, very pleased with this.
Yeah, I've even lately, when I've tried to remember to actually use a sex toy and masturbate, I've reached for it because I have noticed that as I've gotten older, thank you perimenopause, and probably now the hysterectomy and the way that's thrown off some of my hormones, I don't know. The vaginal dryness is real.
Is a thing.
I mean, I used to be the wettest, sloppiest vagina I knew. Like, it made the stirring the mac and cheese sound if you just looked at me cross-eyed. And now it's like tumbleweeds going by. Even if my mind is like, yes, I'm here for this, the body's like, we're out of water. there's not enough rehydration. There's not enough water I can drink. Like, a squirting orgasm, don't even get me started. But yeah, so this was so masturbating now with lube, even though I'm not even doing penetration, I'm usually just clitoral. It feels so much better because my body's not giving me the lubrication that it once did, which was disheartening when I realized what was happening. I never freaked out and went, oh no, we have to use lube. That was matter of fact to me, but it was more like, but I used to be that wet gushy girl, like the girl who literally could drip down her leg. Like that was real, not always, but that was real. And now it's nope, it's parched. It's a desert, barren wasteland with the cracks from where there's not been rain in years, not years.
You know how to get the excitement built.
Look, I do know how to turn you on with my words. Yeah. But yes, Sliquid Organics Natural. I will, for YouTube folks, I'll add the link after we're done streaming, but for podcast listeners, it'll be in the show notes page. And anybody maybe who's watching on YouTube, here's if you needed one, a reason to subscribe to our newsletter. I link to the show notes page in the newsletter, so any link we mention is easy to get. You don't have to remember to go back or anything. But yeah, I really liked it. It lives up to the hype. Because I was like, oh god, this is an overhyped lube. Yeah. No, it's actually really good. It's actually really good. So I talked about the larger, air quote that, because that's relative, companies that I know are having sales. Let's talk about some small businesses that we love, like Elegantly Owned, a favorite place of my favorite caller. Tayshu is the owner. Tayshu is frequently in the live stream chats. Hi Tayshu, we love you. So I found out Elegantly Owned, as just a shop in general, if you go to Etsy, 10% off through the end of the year. But here's a little known secret for the crickets. Hi. If you use the code we shared last week, Loving BDSM, all one word, you get that 10% off as well. Now, that coupon code's only good through December 10th. The overall 10% is through the end of the year. So, if you're in the market for a collar from Elegantly Owned, if you've ever looked at my collar and gone, I love Kayla's collar, that's where I got it, Elegantly Owned.
That sounds like an offer you can't refuse.
I think it is. Because, I mean, his work is works of art, so this is not a $5 collar, nor should it be, but it's an investment. And so if you can save,
sure,
go and do and save. That's what I'm saying. Another one, if you're watching the live stream, you may or may not have seen these in our background. We've had so many things on our desk. We were sent these. It is a large purple dildo that actually looks a little bit like a Christmas tree, and I'm loving it. And a purple butt plug from Twisted Mountain Toys. Hi, Glow Bug is the person I know, and Glowbug's partner is the one who runs Twisted Mountain Toys. Beautiful, beautiful silicone dildos. This thing is a thick one. Girthy. And Glowbug told me what it was called, and now I've got to go find it. Hold, please. But this is like a lavendery purple. Daddy, can you, while remembering that the mic won't pick you up, will you take that up to the camera and show it for anybody on YouTube while I find the name of what that dildo is called for anybody who's interested? Because it's so good.
I like well, nobody can hear me, so
you say it and I'll repeat. You like
I like the way the coloring is done.
Yeah, the swirls. I love the swirls of silicone. Yeah. Okay, that one is called I think it's the Thick Smash. Oh, there was a note in the box and I don't remember where I placed it. They're having a Black Friday sale. Hold on, let me tell you. Twisted Mountain Toys Black Friday sale, 15% off with code BF2022. Today, Wednesday.
The Silver Amethyst Smash.
Yeah, I want to smash that. The link is in the places, their Etsy shop. The code is BF2022, 15% off through Tuesday, November 29th.
And apparently this is new.
Okay, it's a beautiful purple butt plug.
And almost launched.
Okay, so we get to show off the purple butt plug before. It might not be on the site quite yet. Yeah. So these are beautiful. Yeah. I love a good silicone dildo. I just do, which is why I'm also listing Go to Mish, a UK-based small business run by a married couple. They do dildos. They have silicone ball gags. They have all kinds of stuff. I don't know how long their sale lasts, but I was on their site and they've got drops and bundles that they have discounted as well. It being UK based, if you yourself are in the UK, maybe Europe, I know shipping is weird over there right now. That might be more feasible for y'all. Love Go to Mish. We've got a couple of things from them that I love. But then Twisted Mountain Toys, when Glowbug was talking to me and reached out and shared their link, I was like, oh my God, these are so gorgeous. The swirls of silicone, man, just beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful. And I'm here to start a dildo collection as artwork in the back. I mean, where's our giant purple crocheted penis? Oh, you had to hide it in the closet. When you have a gigantic purple penis, which is glorious and beautiful, but you also manage to have house cleaners who come to your house once a month to make sure you don't live in squalor and filth. You have to hide the penis, okay? You just have to hide the penis. And then I would be remiss if I didn't point out two other sales. The Kinkery. TheKinkery.com. Our sale for Black Friday is running right now through the end of the month. It's the best discount we give publicly. 20% off. Code is SPANKS22. We added multiple new products to the site this week.
Yes.
Folks who came to see us at the Woodshed got a first look at them. Somebody actually bought one of them. It's a wax play candle. Shared it to their Instagram stories, tagged us, and then messaged me and went, "It's not on the site." I'm like, because you got to see it first. It's going to be on the site. So the wax play candles are now on the site. So yeah, that is going on. And when I say it's our best publicly available discount, we give a better discount to patrons. So not that that's a reason to join our Patreon, but that's just, and that discounts year round, whereas this one is just for this time of year. Right. And then the Loving BDSM Etsy shop is 20% off, no coupon code needed. We have digital downloads right now, but yeah, if you're like, I would like to work on my DS relationship or my understanding of DS or get more organized with my habits and being the submissive and keeping up with all the things I'm supposed to do, we've got some digital stuff there, 20% off. So we're having our own sales as well.
That's true.
I don't expect the whole world to understand this, but for those who especially kinky makers out there, y'all understand. So I'm going to say for everybody else, this time of year, the holiday season is for when most, not all, most businesses like ours, this is when we make the majority of our income for the whole year. Like in a good fourth quarter, a good holiday season, you can out earn everything you make for the rest of the year. That's not been our experience this year, but that's what happens when your site goes down in the middle of October. And also when food becomes so fucking expensive. I almost didn't buy eggs a couple weeks ago because I was like, are the chickens made of gold? Why are my eggs so expensive?
Apparently lettuce is going to be like gold now too.
It all is. I still remember the great cream cheese shortage of several months ago. So like, it is an honor and I don't use this term lightly, as a non-religious person, a blessing to be able to make shit, sell it, make other people happy. But also, I know that sometimes you got to choose between paying a bill and buying a special something, or you're buying holiday gifts for kids. And so you yourself have to like sit back and not buy the thing you want. I totally get that. And so this year has been interesting for small business owners in general, for good reason. Like if I'm standing in the grocery store going, I don't think I can buy eggs this week. Like, are you kidding me? So yeah, I'm happy to help promote small businesses like ours. I'm certainly promoting our own. I like paying the mortgage. But I also understand why it's tough. It's tough out there. So yeah. Black Friday. Before we finish up, you had one thing you wanted to share.
I had one more thing
and we were still going to talk about old favorites as well that are still favorites all this time later. So yes, you had a thing you wanted to share.
This is not so much a toy, but it is a book that relates to toys. It is called Whips in the Dungeon, Single Tail Techniques for Play, written by Dex.
Which you've gone to workshops with Dex before.
I have had the pleasure of meeting him a number of years ago. He was doing a demonstration at one of the local munches in the Tampa Bay area. He does live in that area. This is a really, really well done book with some images showing how to stand, different things. But what is really, to me, over the top with this book is he has videos that go along with the book. So the different techniques that he talks about in the book, if you are more of a visual learner, you can go and watch the videos. Now, he talks, the book is about single tails primarily, but he also does talk about floggers and dragon's tails, different things, which all, cat o' nine tails too, that was the other one, which all basically falls under a whip category.
Sure, they're all in the same family.
Right. So he, having met him, a wonderful man, very, very well spoken, very knowledgeable about his craft, and the videos that companion this are excellent.
Okay.
Now you can go to his FET profile, Dex, there.
Sort of like share,
right.
except he's Dex.
You can actually find the link to the videos.
Okay.
And as you watch the videos, he gives keywords throughout the videos. And I think it's either you have to have 5 or maybe 10 keywords. If you message him with the keywords that you found from the videos and you got them all in order, he will give you a discount code for the book.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, why didn't you do that so that I could have paid less than full price for that? I paid full price for it. I don't like to pay full price. It's painful.
Okay. Right. So, if you're interested in whips, of any type, definitely check this book out.
Yep, I'll have it linked in the places. Yeah, we've got a stack of books that we've told ourselves we're going to read when we go on our holiday break when Christmas arrives.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. So I asked you earlier if you had any old faves that are have been in rotation at all, or have been something you've used into this year. And you kind of said, no, I'm loving my new hotness.
I mean, the only thing I would have to give mention to, I suppose, do have a soft spot in my heart for Tenga.
Yeah, I could buy you probably anything, Tenga, and you'd be like, yes, thank you. More of that, please.
Yeah.
And I really keep meaning to. You see how well that's going, right?
Yeah.
I'm a great wife and submissive. I have 2 favorites. One is a practical favorite, meaning I have when I was trying to masturbate on some kind of like routine because I knew that it was beneficial, but also it just didn't work out. And then I have one that I can't stop thinking about, even though you and I are not having a lot of partnered sex, if hardly any. I don't even remember the last time we had sex. That is a future topic that we intend to talk about because there's a lot that's gone into why that is. Anyway, so the practical favorite, the Curve by Hot Octopus. Currently through the Black Friday sale, like 50% off if the code is on their website. Like, go check it out if you're interested. Technically, it's an internal G-spot. Technically, vibrator. I don't use it that way. I don't like it that way. It's a clit vibrator for me. And it does what Hot Octopus does well. It's got multiple levels of different types of vibration, and they literally have a treble and bass kind of thing where you can get different types of the vibrations, and the bass is my favorite, but when combined with what they call the treble, it feels so good. And how it's been months since I used it. I need to charge it up again. But back to back, especially after I had such a disappointing time with the vibrators I reviewed earlier this year, whole box, none of them got to be a fave. I literally was starting to worry, like, is something going on with my body? Am I not able to orgasm? What is going on? Pulled out the Curve and it went, no, bitch, you can do this. You just need the right vibrations. And it was like, I almost cried, not because, it's the best vibrator that's ever been invented, because it like reminded me that I literally can orgasm. Thank you. And I needed that reminder, and I felt better about myself. And I was like, okay. And I don't use it enough just because I'm not masturbating enough. I'm not orgasming enough. We don't have nearly as much sex as we once did. But yeah, it's near and dear to my heart. And the other one that I can't stop thinking about because it was so good, I'm like, a bitch would break a dry spell for it, is last year's favorite, the We Vibe Chorus. Because I remember how intense those sensations were once the chorus was inserted and against my clit, and then here came you making everything press together. Like, I became unleashed. I lost my mind when that happened, because it was this is so good, I want it to stop, but also this is so overwhelming, get it the fuck away from me. Oh my God, I'm trapped. How kinky is that? Like, it hit on all the fucking levels. We had forced orgasms. We had domination and submission. We had overstimulation. We had masochism. Like, it hit. And even though we have not been in the place mentally and for a while physically to do anything with it again, when I'm like, let me think about some of the moments that were the best sexually, I go back to the chorus. that is when I'd be like, oh, you want to fuck? Okay, let me go get the course. Let me charge that bad boy up. Let's do this. Those continue to be favorites. You know, something that's a favorite in a year, it's because we liked it, but the favorite that stands the test of time is the one that you keep pulling back out. For years, my pink B.O.B. from Too Timid was my absolute favorite. It's dying. It just doesn't have the oomph anymore. Can't hold a charge. We don't play with the Hitachi enough because that's overwhelming. I need to have the space and room and time and freedom to scream.
Yeah.
I can't play with it.
The house has to be empty for that.
The neighborhood has to be empty.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But the curve, like, it helped me find a little bit of myself again.
There you go.
So, until it dies, it will have a place near and dear to my heart.
Okay.
So those, let me double check my notes, are our favorites. If you are in the market to do any shopping, if anything we flashed in front of the screen, podcast listeners, you'll have to come actually check out the video. Looked interesting. Links to all the things are below, including information on how long these Black Friday sales last. You do not have to shop from the places we recommend. If you have a store or a shop, whatever, that you love to get new products from, this is one of those times I'd say it's actually good to be on somebody's email list so that you know when the sale, because let's not pay full price for anything at all, but certainly not our sex toys. Okay, y'all. We will, for the Friday night hangout, we'll show off the new stuff that you've made and that I've made and that we've made together from the Kinkery. We'll talk about those then.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, if you have the means and if you're in the market for any kind of kink or sex toy for any reason, now is a great time to shop. It always is. So feel free to use any of our links. Go shop where you like, whatever works. I'm supportive of full pleasure at a discount price. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
I'd also like to thank Beducated for sponsoring this
Absolutely.
episode again. I had a conversation with my mom when she was in town last weekend before. Time has no meaning. Weekend before. And we went to Hamilton. And I was like, that was so expensive, Mom. You bought tickets for 8 people to go see Hamilton in Orlando. And we didn't even have the good seats. That was so expensive. She says, I'm at a point in my life where I don't need a lot of stuff, but I will pay for an experience. I will pay for a good experience. And that's kind of what I think about with Beducated. You're investing in learning about new experiences that you want to have, improving your relationship, your sex life, your kink life, with skills and insight that you might not get anywhere else. Like a Google search will do a lot of good sometimes, but it's not necessarily the same as somebody sitting down in front of a camera and explaining their knowledge and understanding of a topic in a way that you can then understand and relate to and maybe apply in your own life. And Beducated gives you the opportunity for that. So if you're like, I don't need a lot of toys, I don't need a lot of whatever, what I want is a better time in bed with my partner, a better kink scene, to be able to have a conversation without it devolving into, something it's not meant to be. Maybe Beducated is the thing. And November is the time to get it, because remember what I said, golden chickens are clearly laying our eggs around here. We are not paying full price for nothing. Okay? Also, what the hell happened to the price of eggs? That's just the only question I got. So, thank you to Beducated for sponsoring. We will do a bonus section where we will actually keep talking about toys, because we'll tell you about how the Woodshed event went, because of course we will. But yeah, that's our annual favorite sex toys of the year. Yay! Okay.
Okay. Are we good?
I don't know. We can pretend.
That's all you can do sometimes.
Keep it kinky, y'all. And we'll see you next week. We'll see you Friday. We'll see you when we see you. Daddy.
Yes, baby girl.
Can I talk with the crickets, please?
Haven't you done enough talking since the weekend and now
There's
this?
no such thing as enough. Not when I'm on a roll. Not when I'm feeling in my element. Not when I'm on.
You're on something.
I'm going to pretend to be your handy. I'm jiggling and I'm moving up and down. It's just like the handy, isn't it? I'm just like the masturbator. That feels like a hand job. Oh, I'm tired. I can't keep that up for very long.
And I can't plug you in.
You would not want to. Do you really want to give all of this extra power and juice? I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Okay. Man,
after all that, yeah.
I mean, is it safe? I don't even know
Probably
if it's
not.
safe. So I need to complain. It's not really a complaint because I chose this and I don't mind and I know why I did it. But I also sometimes just like to whine. It makes me feel better. We've been going nonstop, getting ready first for Woodshed in Orlando because we had all these new products and we had to like get them made and get them like ready to be seen by the public. And we came back and we immediately went into prep for Black Friday sale this episode because you have to go into your memory banks and then go find the links and then like it's a lot, which is fine. And since we've opened up the shop, thekinkery.com, this is what this week is like for us every year, and I don't mind.
Right.
But also, I did not go to bed. I did not stop working until 12:15 this morning. Did not lay down in bed till 12:30. Did not fall asleep till 1 a.m. and got up at 7. And here I am. But also because the 13-year-old needs support in school and needs support outside of school. He's getting some evaluations done. And they were like, we can get you in Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving, the day we're recording, at 4 in Gainesville, an hour plus away from where we live. Would you like that appointment? And I went, yes. So I am wired for sound. I am over caffeinated. I am underfed. I haven't had lunch yet today. And also when we finish this, I've got orders to box up, timestamps to put in the video version of this podcast episode. And then we get on the road and we drive an hour for a 2-hour evaluation to drive an hour back the day before Thanksgiving when I should be doing what teeny tiny little prep that I would do for this holiday.
I'll be out in the shop when this is done.
You will probably still be there when I rock up tonight at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. I don't mind that I agreed to do it, but also I keep going, why did I agree that this was the right day and week for this? Here's why. There's no school, so it doesn't conflict. I don't have to like find time in a school schedule. I could just be like, we're just going to go do this. So, it's not, these are all good things. Things are moving in the right direction. The 13-year-old needs this evaluation on top of an evaluation he had several months ago. Hopefully it will help us sort things out with school and help him there.
Right.
I love doing this episode every year. I'm sad that we didn't have more to talk about because normally it's like this long ass crazy list of products and we're here for 2 hours just talking about toys, which means usually we've had a lot more orgasms in a given year than I personally have had. I'm not unhappy that we busted ass to get ready for the Black Friday sale with the Kinkery. I'm very excited about it. I started the big marketing for it today, the emails, the social media post, a goofy ass reel on the Instagram, the Kinkery's Instagram, that I purposely made goofy. Like I understood what I was doing. It was not accidental goofiness as it usually is. No, I knew what I was doing. Very proud of it. And it's, people are paying attention and they're caring and they're excited about new products and all of that is great. But also I'm just like, I just want to sit still. And if I could have like an adult beverage in my hand while I do it, I'd be even happier.
I mean, in all honesty, for myself, I spent weeks preparing for the Woodshed extravaganza.
You were working long ass hours while you were still recovering.
And I was even going out after dinner and
in the dark.
Doing some work.
I mean, he's got light.
Well, I got lights in the shop.
But it's still, I'm not used to you like traipsing out there in the dark. Like,
I know.
Do.
And it was a fantastic time.
It was energizing. It was what we needed.
Yes.
Because we were very unsure of ourselves prior to going to Woodshed.
It was a fantastic time. The folks there at the Woodshed, Cecil and Darcy.
They're amazing.
They are wonderful folks. They were going around making sure folks had what they need, and it was just great. I think for myself, it was only after we set up the table because I kept saying to Kayla, I don't think I've got enough stuff. I don't think I've got enough.
And I'm watching the boxes of inventory pile up, and I'm literally leaving half of what we have of something behind because I'm like, we would never sell this much. 2, we've got enough. We've got enough.
Yeah.
And then when we finally laid out the table,
and once the table
we almost
were laid
didn't have
out,
room. I mean, I put stuff back that we brought with us because it was like, we don't have room on the table for this. And then the things that we're always like, oh, people will totally love these. They didn't care about. And then the things we were like, I don't know if they'll like these or not. They were all over.
Yeah.
It was so cool. And then, of course, we were business owners, so we were there to like make some money. Of course we were, but it was really cool to just talk to people.
Yes,
because there were high crickets who came up and said very sweetly and Charlie, "I'm a cricket," and then they were like, and I was with you because I was like, I'm in performance mode and I'm feeling good and I'm energized, but also I get it, and I told you that you could just like awkwardly say it, and we were good, and then we were, and it was great. And then there were the folks that I like knew like on site because I've interacted more than that, and then. Who fucking surprises me?
Yeah.
Mr. Spock.
Surprise.
Right? Podcast listener would be like, who the fuck is Mr. Spock? You got to hang out in the live chat on the YouTube live streams. You know Mr. Spock. And I was like, and I should have known. He rocked up in a Proud Cricket t-shirt, which you can only get through our Patreon at a certain tier. Like, it should, like, but my brain just did not, like, didn't. And I was like, I know I'm supposed to know you. I know this, like, and then when he revealed himself, I was like, oh my God, me, the non-hugger, is like grabbing, like, oh no, we're going in now. So yeah, getting to see everybody and getting to talk to everybody, getting to talk to people who didn't have a clue about loving BDSM, and they were just like looking at our shit going, oh. The very last person I talked to for the night, if you happen to be watching or listening to this episode, hi, was the coolest, because he was like, I listen or watch every so often. I'm like, that's fine. I'm a lot. Like, I don't expect anybody to listen to all of them, but also shout out to the person who's like, I've listened to all of them. Hi. I was like, I don't think I like wood. I don't think it's my thing. And then we get into a conversation about what wood can feel like. And he was like, oh, I didn't know any of that. And I was like, let me talk about this shit. And I always think I don't know anything, but clearly I've absorbed it through osmosis, with both being on the receiving end of it and just by being near you. And we were so tired afterwards, but it was such a good tired. And we knew we wanted Waffle House.
Yes.
Because of how often we tend to talk about Waffle House. If you were confused, again, a Friday night live stream is the place to be. There will be a conversation about Waffle House usually. And I was like, hash brown bowl. Let's do a hash brown bowl. Which has special meaning because, you know, we eat them. It's like a celebratory meal to us. And I know that says something and I shouldn't be proud of whatever it might say, but I don't care. We're so tired and we find the nearest Waffle House, which the nearest is not always a good thing. We walk in and we are the only people in there except for the two people working at the Waffle House. And I'm like, oh God, where have we wandered into? At first, the server was a little crusty is the word I would say. Not her herself, but like demeanor. It was like standoffish, like, why are you interrupting my work day by showing up?
Brusque.
Very brusque. I was like, okay. And then next thing you know, she was a sweetheart and calling everybody honey. Because we got in and then the place fucking filled up and I'm like chowing down on my hash brown bowl going, I'm so glad but also, I am not upset about the hash brown bowl. I'm not upset that that's where we basically collapsed into a booth and went, how did we do tonight? I'm like literally adding up receipts and stuff because we had no idea. It just was a whirlwind for 4 hours. And then I took a big whiff and JB does not have a good sense of smell. Like his whole head just probably should be like removed and replaced. The ears don't work. The nose doesn't work.
Eyes are wonky.
Right. And so I go... it was when we left. I was like, you didn't smell that, did you? And he goes, no. I was like, that was the worst smelling establishment I've been in a while. And I know it was old, crusty oil that probably had not been cleaned up, walls that had not been bleached. 20 years ago, I worked at a Waffle House, and I don't know how it works now, but I know how it worked then, and we bleached the fucking walls because grease gets on them. And I was like, I almost asked to leave, but I was so fucking tired, and I wanted that hash brown bowl so fucking bad. I went, I know what the smell is, and I will just pay the consequences of being in a not so clean Waffle House later. I'm telling myself it'll be worth it, and it was, because then we dragged our asses back to the car, and it was like we were like dragging limbs behind us.
Yeah.
It was so good though. And it was energizing. We got home from that. Now we passed out Sunday and barely moved.
Well,
Monday I was ready to go.
The funny thing was we had talked about doing some work on Sunday.
Yeah, we really thought we were going to do work on Sunday.
And in all honesty, from all the weeks prior, to doing everything, and then the actual day of at the woodshed, while it was great, it was fun, and it was energizing. I dropped Sunday.
You did, and I knew to just leave you alone and let you. And then you got up, went about your morning, you drank your cups of coffee, you had blah 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 blah, and then you sat on the couch with Lola, who has been letting us know in many ways that she is unhappy with the lack of sitting on the couch with her lately.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And then you fell asleep on the couch and slept for like another 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah,
and I wasn't doing a lot. I was just kind of slowly moving through the day. I don't even remember what I did Sunday, but then I finally sat down at 2. You were wide awake and I fell asleep, and I was out for 2 hours, and I'm not a middle of the day napper. I'd love to be, but that is not my life. And yeah, so Sunday was, air quote this, a lost day. I did none of the things I intended to do. That's not true. Yeah. 8:00 that night, I finally updated inventory because we brought all this stuff back that didn't sell. I was like, okay, I gotta get this stuff that's already listed.
But we did come back a lot lighter.
We did. We had 2 empty boxes out of all the totes we took with us. 2 were completely empty because we'd sold so much. It was such, it was what we needed as business owners.
Yep.
I think it was what we needed as kinksters, because we hadn't been to a dungeon since 2019. Now,
Right.
it was not the same atmosphere as a play party or anything, but it's just to be around.
Just felt good.
In that space with those people, seeing
Yes.
other people doing what we were doing, beautiful floggers that I went,
Oh, yeah.
those are out of our budget, but that would be delightful to own. Yeah, so it was.
There was somebody there
good.
that did leather work. Mm-hmm. Oh,
I think there was somebody who did chainmail too.
Yes, didn't see
that was in a different room. I didn't get to.
Yeah.
I did not leave our table / booth. I was planted right there.
The leather work at this one shop was incredible. Worth every penny.
Yeah, I imagine
They were asking for it. Well made, beautiful leather work. And kudos to the folks at the Woodshed who put this on.
Yeah, and they made sure at the end, 7 o'clock. I love Cecil. He has a no fucks to give kind of attitude about some stuff, and that's what you need sometimes. And so it's 7 o'clock. Everything's got to shut down because they're opening back up at 8 for a play party, and that's not a lot of time to break down tables and get people out of there. So he's walking around telling customers, "Now's the time. Buy it or leave. Buy it or leave." And then we finally get the customers out. He's like, "Okay, y'all got to be out of here."
Yep.
But as before, I don't know how anybody else's experience was, but you were the really polite, nice person. I would not do this. I would dash out like my ass was on fire because social anxiety. You're like, no, they hosted this. We're going to go say goodbye to at least somebody. So you made sure to go up to Cecil and say, thanks for letting us be here. This was great, blah, blah, blah. And the question he asked, and I have no doubt between him and Darcy, they asked everybody, did you have a good night? And we were like, we had a great night. We had a wonderful night. We would like more nights like this.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, when doing an event like that, I just think it's you should thank the host. I mean,
you're right. You are right. You should. It's just that social anxiety will make you act like you have never had home training and you have no manners because you're scared. I know you don't understand social anxiety, but that's what it'll do to you. Tashu in the live chat was like,
they were not there.
No, it wasn't bondage interruption. So Tashu in the live chat for podcast listeners and lurkers who are not paying attention to the live chat was like, somebody else who does chainmail. Yeah, I don't know who it was. I didn't get to see them. I just overheard them talking at the end.
I didn't see.
But here's what they
either.
did that was really nice. When they could, if you could be seen as a competitor, the only difference was those 2 flogger companies, but they had different styles of floggers.
Right.
They tried to keep air quote competitors in separate rooms. So there was another vendor who sold a lot of the same similar types of things that we sold.
Yeah.
We were not in the same room with them. They were in another room. So, and part of me feels like I need to question what we do, but part of me was kind of gratified because several people went, I should have come to this room first. I like your insert, like knives, paddles, whatever, and I like your price better. And I'm constantly getting on him going, we're not undercharging ourselves. We're not underselling ourselves here. This is not okay. But also I want, a person to actually be able to afford our work. Yeah. So that's a fine line. But so I was like, oh God, am I too cheap? But then some people who would have shopped at the competitor still shopped with us.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, if anybody's ever like, I want to vend it, maybe you can't get to Orlando in the Woodshed, but you're like, in your area, something like that is there, and you have a kinky craft that you do, don't worry about competition, because what you... Not in that kind of sense, because what you offer will still be unique, because you'll do it your own way.
Right.
You'll have your own take on it. You'll appeal to some people who are not finding a direct competitor as compelling. So, yeah, that's the thing. I always have to go into those things going, none of these people are really my competitors. They're really not. Kinksters who can and want to spend money, they're going to pick and choose based on budget, but like most of us have multiple pieces of gear. If you're the type of person who can afford that, then that's what you do. Yeah. Not everybody can, and I get that too. But yeah, no. I really, the more I think about it, I think our Patreon next year is going to have a kinky business tier for other kinky business owners, because there's a lot to talk about. Like, sometimes I just want to bitch about shit. Like, something stupid has happened, but then also there's resources like, there's a market here, or this online company is friendly to adult stuff. Like, that kind of information is good to share. So I think that that might happen next year. So if you're a kinky maker, be on the lookout for that. So, yeah, it was a good weekend.
It was.
We're rocking into another decent weekend. I'm very much looking forward to. I know smoking the turkey for Thanksgiving is effort, and you're doing that. But all the parts I'm doing are very low effort, and I'm looking forward to that. We are entertaining my aunt and uncle. They'll be here around 1 on Thursday. Who knows what time they'll feel like going home, but if I don't feel like I'm being pulled in 85 different directions to get stuff done, I can sit and bullshit for hours. You know me. Y'all know me. I can sit and bullshit for hours. Even with family members I just saw 2 weeks ago. I'm like, oh yes, there'll be something to talk about.
I'll eat turkey, I'll sit on the sofa, and I'll be out like a light. Yeah.
And we'll all go, oh. And I have to call him John while family's here. Oh, John worked so hard. He made that turkey, so look at him needing a nap. And in my head, I'll go, y'all don't understand. He's like this every day. If he sits still, this is not the turkey. This is not, darling John had to smoke the turkey. Like, it's not that. I won't say any of that, but I will think it very loudly. Very loudly. So, yeah. I'm a week and a half ago, I know you were too, stressed to the max. You kind of, anytime you do something for yourself that you want to succeed, I don't care if it's a business or it's just a whatever, there's always that like, oh shit, are we doing the right thing? I still don't have the answer to that. I know that this is what I want to be doing, so here I am, but I'm feeling much more energized about everything. Yeah. Running on more caffeine and less sleep right now, and still more energized, like just ready to go. Let's do some shit, So it's exciting. In the silent, in the live chat, Silent said the Kinkery's Instagram needs more demos. They're coming. Yep. They're coming. I had to make somebody promise that he would help me record some little videos with some stuff. So will Kayla be squeaking at the end of a minute-long reel because she was hit with something really mean? Yeah. Yes, that's happening. It's happening. So, and y'all, I know, because I know how things go. There are folks out there who are like, I wish I had the money. I wish I could do this. And it sucks when you don't. Your time and attention is valuable too. Yep. You don't have to spend your money with us to help us, to support us. Yeah. Just,
And, liking our videos, sharing them.
Right.
Talking about our podcast.
If we genuinely help you and and you share us with your own kink community.
That helps us as well.
Because we are nothing here without the people who want to actually like listen or watch or pay attention to whatever we're saying or doing.
Very true.
So, yeah. I mean, right this time of year, the conversation always turns towards buying stuff and spending money, and that's just, yay, capitalism.
Yeah.
But that's not the only valuable currency that people hold. No. And your attention is probably more valuable than you realize.
Right.
So, yeah. Yep. Could I keep talking? Yes. Do I need to stop because I'm about to have to make an hour plus drive and sit in an office and then by myself with the 13-year-old who can't drive, nor would I let him. But and I have to be the anxious driver. Yes, I know.
Mr. Spock, there will be a Diabolical Stick demo tomorrow Friday night.
Oh yeah.
On the Friday night.
Because people look at Diabolical Sticks, Diabolical Sticks are the meaner cousin to Evil Sticks. They are tipped with a piece of resin. Check out thekinkery.com if you want to know more before the Friday night thing. But what people tend to do is they pick them up and they just whack their arm with the tip, and they're like, this isn't anything. And I'm like, because you're not using it right.
Like this. Whack.
You did a demo Saturday for somebody who I got into a really interesting conversation with that person, because he's like, I'm with my partner and, I'm learning how to be your dom. He's like, I'm her dom, but I'm trying to learn how to be a sadist. And I was like, I did not go into the lecture of you don't have to, I didn't do my loving BDSM lecture. I was just like, okay, so you're playing it. And he's like, she really likes pain and she really likes marks. And so we're talking about the different products, and I take him down to the end of the table where the canes, Diabolical Sticks, and Evil Sticks are. And this person right here next to me goes, let me show you how this works. And I muted the scream that wanted to erupt from my face hole. Because I had to keep telling people, because some people knew. They looked at him and went, oh, I know that's evil. And I went, yeah, we don't even play with those in our toy bag. I will for demo purposes, but not in scene. But that person and a couple other people didn't understand how the things work. And then you did it on my arm, and I was like, I'm about to pray to a God.
Her eyes rolled back in her head.
Throat hurt after that one. I screamed so hard. So... yeah, so, there we go. This is chaotic. This episode is always chaotic. I always think, I'm going to be like a professional. And then I'm a chaotic professional. Friday night will be chaotic. We will answer questions, but we'll also demo some kinkery stuff, show off some of that.
Yep.
That sale will still be going on then. Also, all of the sales that we've talked about will still be going on Friday. So if you're in the market for fuckery from anywhere, Black Friday sales. We got to stop talking, don't we?
Yeah.
Like, I'm drifting off, but also I don't want to leave.
I know.
One of these days, we'll just we'll just start streaming, and I'll maybe I'll be working on something, and I'll just be here, and it'll be like we're all hanging out somewhere. I don't know. But I don't know how to do that. If the mic is on and the camera's on, I feel performative. I gotta show up. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I just want to fucking hang out, and I don't want to have to talk. But I don't know. Mm. But I always can find something to say.
True.
I know that comes as a shock to you. But until I finally do something like that, if ever, I don't know. I guess we should go because I got shit to do.
I got stuff to do too.
It's that time of tis the season.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
For makers of coffee, yes.
Yeah. Top me off.
Again. Your tone drifted there. I know you said top me off.
Yeah.
For anybody who wondering, he did not say top me. That is not something that I would be allowed to do. Nor would I want to, actually. I have no desire. Do you want to be topped by anybody?
No.
No, not even like in a... What's the word I want? There's a word. Not make believe, but in a theoretical. Oh, there's a word. Somebody knows the word I mean. Like fantasy kind of thing. Like somebody under very specific circumstances, maybe you could consider it hypothetical. That's the word I wanted. Hypothetically.
Possibly.
But nobody in particular.
No.
As of right now, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's where you and I are different. Currently, only one person can dom me, but I have a mental Rolodex of people who would probably be allowed to top me. Yeah. Anyway, we need to go. Friday night, November 25th, live stream. It will be more chaotic than this, but at least that's the time and place for it to be chaotic.
That's true.
We hope that you can join us, especially for those celebrating Thanksgiving and you are tired of your families. See if you can come hang out with us for a while.
Tired of shopping? Come hang out with us. Tired
of leftovers already? come hang out with us. Even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, it's not the time of that for your country, or you just don't do it, or whatever. You're definitely still welcome. But
Yeah.
just to all my U.S. peeps out there, I feel you. Okay, we're gonna go.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, I keep losing words now. Like I'm drifting off in mid thought. That can't be good. Okay, we're gonna go. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.